Was poppin'. This is Nicky, one of the half of Nicky and Moose, and we're bringing you this kind of breaking news live as far as the passing of Virgil Abloh. We've gone over him on episode 43, but this is a major, major loss for the culture that I discussed with Moose that we actually had to cover like right now and kind of highlight and give flowers to Virgil because of what he's done, not only in the fashion culture, but just as a culture overall. If you guys remember, we went on episode 43 of him actually getting a seat at LVMH and going back and forth of how important that was to finally get people like us in tables where it's a Louis Vuitton, where it's a Sprint and wine and Sprint company, where, you know, we're getting a little bit more say. So I wanted to bring up the actual official statement of what, you know, Virgil's Instagram said. And it said, "We are devastated to announce the passing of our beloved Virgil Abloh, a fiercely devoted father, husband, son, brother, and friend. He's survived by his loving wife, Shannon Abloh, his children, Louis Abloh and Gray Abloh, and his sister, Edwina Abloh, and his parents, Nee and Eunice." I don't want to mess up his father's name, so I ain't going to do that. "And numerous dear friends and colleagues. For over 2 years, Virgil battled a rare aggressive form of cancer, cataract, and okay. Y'all know I'm bad with reading, so bear with me. But he chooses to endure his battle privately since his diagnosis in 2019, undergoing numerous challenging treatments as well as helming several significant institutions that span fashion, art, and culture. Though through it all, his work ethic, infinite curiosity, and optimism never wavered. Virgil was driven by his dedication to his craft and to his mission to open doors to others and create pathways for greater equality in art and design. He often said, "Everything I do is for the 17-year-old version of myself," believing deeply in the power of art to inspire future generations. "We thank you all for your love and support, and we ask for privacy as we grieve and celebrate Virgil's life." If y'all know that's huge, right? Battling with cancer for about 2 years, and this pretty much showing that we definitely don't know what each of us are going through. Not everybody's super public. Not everybody's putting it out on the gram, putting it out on social media. And this, you know, such an icon like that, being the artistic director of Louis Vuitton, being the founder of Off-White, like this is going to take a toll in the culture. So we wanted to just pretty much highlight his lessons, and we're probably going to do a whole episode about it. But let's look back at episode 43, right, where we went over some of his lessons and, you know, rest in peace, Virgil, and your legacy is going to live on, especially through our podcast. I want to play a clip of what he said because it kind of goes alongside with the bigger picture theme. He sat down and had a conversation of, you know, kind of what inspires him.
A kid that, even to this day, or when I was in my 20s, like when I walk to the door, the security guard goes like this, like, you know, you can't really come in here. They don't realize that I'm their boss. I'm not offended by the security guard, who, ironically, we're the same ethnicity, but he thinks that I don't belong there. But, you know, that's too low level to get distracted by the larger goal. I think, you know, what's a more impressive image is me at the end of the runway for Louis Vuitton, and that image coming to a young kid in Atlanta who wants to be a fashion designer that can tell his parents that he wants to go into fashion design instead of any other degree because he can use me as an example.
So I played that because there's always going to be a bigger picture when we're giving out that much of our brand. Look at when Jay-Z gave that much, I think, to the same brand. The Ace of Spades,
yeah,
right, was to LVMH. And for those who don't know what LVMH is Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton, right? So those are big names. Those are like, what are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I feel you.
And so I think we look at it and, you know, some people will critique as, we keep giving our brands up to, you know, some of what I've read in one of them. We keep giving it to the man and this, that, and the third. However, he has a seat. Same thing with Jay-Z. He has a seat. We have to get at the table. We can't just, prime example of competing within. We have to get in the building. We have to be on these certain platforms and collaborate with some of these people so we can have more control than doing it ourselves. Not saying that we can't, but there is sometimes a quicker way to make change. Change does need to happen. Absolutely. Right? There needs to be more diversity in these companies and what we see from the world, period. Right? As far as these top luxury brands. Absolutely. It starts with a seat at the table. And I think this is one of those moves where, yes, we need diversity. We need it to look more like us. We need to connect more with the people. Let me sacrifice 60% because I feel confident enough that I can make a change within. I've proven it so far with Louis. I've proven it so far why they want to acquire Off-White, because they see the success. They see what I do with Nike. They see what I do with all these other brands as well, that I've had collaborations out the wazoo, that they know how valuable I am and the power that I have. I just need a seat. So
it's interesting though, because I don't know that in an environment like a Louis Vuitton or any corporate environment for that matter, that one seat is going to turn the tables. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that I can fully say, oh, okay, yeah, Virgil's in, that's it. It's about to be diverse out the.
But we have two. We have Jay and we have, I'm not saying there's going to be a major change now.
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's going to be, it's a little bit of the needle. It's like it wiggles now. Before it stayed.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And time will tell. Time will tell. It's just like, it's crazy because at the end of the day, one of the things we've stood for in this platform is, right, kind of like what Giannis said, do it the right way. Take the hard route. And I get it. Like, obviously you want to work smarter, not harder. But if you're already there, I feel like that's an opportunity to leverage it a little bit more, right? It's like, okay, no, let me taste test. And again, only time will tell before we see, okay, how did it work out? Like, what change did he bring about? Did he really make the workplace more diverse? Is he giving more opportunities? And I'm not super well versed on, what Virgil does. And from that standpoint, from a work environment, of course, I'm familiar with his work. But outside of that, I don't know the type of impact that he's creating in the workplace. But it'd be interesting to see. But I just feel like, on this platform, we stand for ownership for a reason. And it's because it's like we've seen the patterns and what history has shown when you sell your rights. It's like kind of like, you're giving your voice away, you're giving your power away. And for me, it's like, no, like I don't mind collaboration in that standpoint, because you're right. We're going to get a seat at the table, but not for majority stake
60%.
like that. Yeah, I'm cool with the move. I just think it's too expensive of a price, like 60%. Sheesh, it's up there. I think Jay gave 30. I mean, I'll look it up. I know we spoke about it on the show some time back. I want to say Jay.
Amount. It was a good amount. I think we were talking about the same thing, about how much he gave up.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't. Well,
I know
he
they
sells
paid him
half.
like
He sold half.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And you know what? It's more like, and I look at it, like I said, you can't do that if you don't have confidence that you can create more. You can't do that.
Right.
I think both Jay and Virgil have proven that they could create multiple things and they'll be successful, and they have influence that whatever they drop, whatever they're a part of, there's going to be people that back them. So I think when you have that type of power and influence, that it is, you move a different way. You can say, you know what? If this means that I have more of a say and I'm in these particular meetings, yeah, you know what? Okay. Let me talk about fashion, leather. Let me talk about wine and sprints. Let's talk about these things. I'm a part of it. I'm a part of more things than I was before just by being in Off-White. It may have boxed me into just that when I see more in a creative vibe for this as a whole. So I think I think it just depends. Like I said, leverage what you can create because you can already create more.
Interesting. We'll see. Hey, we'll see. I'm the natural skeptic, so I already know. Yeah, I already know, y'all. Don't come at me. We'll see. But nah, man. Shout out to Virgil. I mean, obviously doing incredible work, and hopefully
makes me
it
want
works
to.
out.
Makes me want to buy Off-White, even though I saw those prices. So any representative who is part of Off-White or Louis, and you clearly hear how I articulated for you guys.
Yeah, I can understand if y'all don't want to send me anything, but maybe take care of Nick's on that.
Right.
Real quick.
I would love on the podcast to rock a shirt, a hat, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, thank you.